straight, cause ain't no reason for this money to stay. Like, what you want? What you want? I got Jesus giving money, what you want? I've been sitting and pitching this for a reason to cry. So I'ma say, yeah, I love you, but keep a look on my eye. Cause I can never really want you unless it's money or pride. So when I say I really love you, boy, just know it's a lie. Like, I ain't mean it. I ain't mean it. I just need another reason for a sequence. Another bag, another season, another description, another feeling. Boy, I got a game a lot, but I keep.
Homie got a pump cause he got no. Homie stay trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a pump cause he got no. Homie stay trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, can I drop your bag, sass? I've been here from the start. A little snapback, homie, with a plug in his heart. Took these Billy Strum cards and now they rip me apart. Now they run around in circles like them kids in the park. Not afraid of the dark, there ain't no monster inside. I pray to Jesus Christ, homie, they just keep me alive. Why you keep it 53? Cause I've been wrestling with pride. I try to keep it like I'm Texas, got the South on my side. Girl, you know I'm a saint, so why you giving me hell? My uncle back up on the block and now they begging for bail. He always calling me for paper cause he know I'm the trail. Now I'm eating my McDonald's, I was fresh out of jail. Now I made it out of chunk, at least I know I'm up. Boy, thump, like my neighbors jumping up a pum. Boy, I bump in that Billy Strong, he ain't know he ain't thump. He just grabbed the pump and made it go dumb. Got a pump cause he got no. Homie stay trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a pump cause he got no. Homie stay trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun.
I'm an airport baby, I'm too fly to count. Counting the cash, yeah, it's too high to count. I'm dealing with a fake, yeah, they too fake to doubt. Acting like they are what they not for their clout. They just suckin' my blood, they can love what you count. Flowing like water, three with the smiles, all the ops gonna plow. They all in the sewers and south in the clouds. I'ma stay down to the sound, to the sound, to the sound. On the floor to the steps, build, that with the plan to the steps.
Got no paper, told him quit the pocket, watching jeans ripping at the seams, holding on some dead foes. Schizophrenic with the bag, listen to the money, nigga praying every day. Glad to say I was broke, tell him battle. Now I got my bands up, 1000 on the bill just to keep the pants up. Only on the real note, I couldn't fake what I've been doing. All my real ones know this nigga riding for his unit. 53, I'm throwing up, they see the G and I keep it tough. Say she feeling little nigga, try luck. Say she love me for my smile, so I'm looking mean as seen the days squawking, so I'm keeping feathers plugged.
Boy, I got a bump with.
It is always a celebration here in the city of New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Superdome. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. He's still on his feet. He may go. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Throwing is Milton. And he's got it. Touchdown. Foster Moreau, his first touchdown of the year. And the Saints go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead. Groupie able to add the PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. 7-0 is our score. Ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. Oh, and a nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They'll run it. Here's the rookie from Oregon to about the 33-yard line. This defense for the Saints, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
Now Mayfield. He'll go over the middle to Reed, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first. See what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up. I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. From the gun, Mayfield. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 31-yard line. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Irving. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. So back-to-back big runs picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Once again, it's Irving. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Here's Mayfield. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Jamison Williams hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bucs respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And it's a pretty good return here as they'll get this up to the 29. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense They just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
He'll find Shaheed out to the right. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. You look at this defense for Tampa Bay. They played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
The best defenses I know, they draw lines in the sand and say you're not going to cross that. For most of them, it's 100 yards of total offense. They didn't quite accomplish that, but still a pretty darn good game last week. Just over 100 yards of total offense given up.
To throw, it's Milton. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense.
Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Baker going to give it to Irving. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. 7-7, our score after one. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Throwing, Mayfield. That's going to be caught downfield by Reed. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. In motion, the tight end. They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Mayfield knocks this forward. It's a jet sweep. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Yasir Abdullah making the stop.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
That would give Irving running right. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. They'll stay on the ground with Irving. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Partner, that's another short run there, and I think the easy thing is to look at them right now and say, let's get away from them entirely. Let's start throwing the football. But I don't think you ever entirely abandon the run. It helps set a tone for the game for you, keeps your offensive linemen feeling good about themselves, and it actually tamps down a defense's pressure, because if you just throw it all the time, it's going to tee off at the pass rush.
Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. Mayfield looks to throw. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Jamison Williams with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the Bucs have taken the lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Dobbs goes in motion. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Milton locates Kamara on the out route. And he is going to have a Saints first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3. The Saints in a very solid 4-1 here in the early part of the year. They've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
I tell you what, that's a veteran play from a guy in his first season in the NFL. A lot of rookies will try and force something there. He thought better of it, and that was the right decision.
Here's Milton. Flushed out right. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Now Milton. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Milton. Steps away to his left. Here's Chris Olave. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Here's Milton now to throw. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. Now the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. By the skin of their teeth, they are able to convert on 3rd and inches. Operating from the gun, Milton. This is caught. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. They'll give it up the middle to Miller. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Kendre Miller. His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. A point after, good by Groupie. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can...
Now Mayfield lost the football. And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. And they'll send Williams in motion right. They'll roll him out right. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
Mayfield now. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Mayfield. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And the timeout comes in with 2 seconds remaining. So they can trot out the field goal unit for the try before we hit the lockers. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And this one is right through. And that will do it for this first half. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this third quarter. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. 43 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd down and 1. To throw, Mayfield. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down. This is a quarterback that's already in the top 100 all-time in passing yards, but that last throw going to move him past Roger Staubach on the all-time list. Roger Charles at 22,700.
Don't forget, he also won 2 Super Bowls, played from 1969 to 1979. And I would dare say Rodgers' numbers would be larger. But remember, he had a commitment to the Navy. A graduate of the Naval Academy, and back then you had to serve your 5-year hitch before you could go on and join the NFL.
Now 2nd and 5. Straight ahead, it's Irving. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd down, they go with Irving. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Mayfield to throw it. That is caught. And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the 1st. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 2 catches in the 1st half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Bucky Irving taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Bucs take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Glad to be in the great city of New Orleans, rolling along here in the 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Milton. That'll be taken in by Shaheed. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Milton. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
He certainly did his best to find something on that run, but there just wasn't enough time to make it happen. Nice effort there, avoiding the sack and getting back to the line of scrimmage. That one certainly could have ended up worse.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Milton going deep this time for Miller. And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Operating from the gun, Milton. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Buccaneers' defense holds, and they get the football back. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you score once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Now Mayfield. Over the middle, complete. It's Reed. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run here with Irving. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 59 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He's airing it out for Williams. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Jamison Williams, 42 yards. And the Buccaneers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
A lone second remains now in this 3rd quarter. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this 3rd quarter. The offense on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. Off the play fake, Milton. He'll buy some time right. And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. Looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down in bounds.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Buccaneers' defense holds, and they get the football back. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
If you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
A first carry for Rachaad White, and not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
From the gun, Mayfield. Eluding the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots. And right there, he slides in with ease for the first down.
Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on first down, isn't it?
And now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if he picked up the first down, I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to make 2nd and 1 is probably better than picking up the first down because in college football, the clock stops with every first down and actually aids the defense in that situation.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting one more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Jacorian Bennett has it. There he goes, left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, you know, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
This taken in at the goal line. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And the pick six we just saw makes things a little more interesting. Still, though, a two-possession game as they control their destiny in this fourth quarter. And somehow he's going to get a yard out of this as he fought through that first contact. It's 2nd down.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 73 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries. A run up the middle with Irving. And he'll get what he can up the middle. 3 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay! Jamison Williams, 46 yards. And the Buccaneers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. That's Kalijah Cansey in to get him down. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. Operating from the gun, Milton. Oh, and that is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Throwing out right here, caught by Olave. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. So instead of running, Mayfield's going to throw it here. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. They got to get to the 23 here on third. Here's Mayfield. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. So the new weapon just picked up via the trade, making an impact here right away.
And what you like about getting guys who catch passes, you don't have to spend a lot of time in the playbook. You just tell them to dial.
And he holds it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Jamison Williams, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Bucs are able to extend their lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead is now 24. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop him with 22 ticks to go in the fourth.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. And this is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. 50 yards. And the Saints are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Now the Saints offense will remain on the field and go for two. They'll turn to Kamara. And he's going to get in for the score. And the lead now cut to 14. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a two-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the two-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. 2nd and 11 now. On the handoff, this is Irvin. And he gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest.
Y'all light work, and I don't gotta play pretend it's you. I make believe, and you know I'm here to stay. Cause me, if I was to ever take a leave, it would be aspirin to break your feet. If I was to ask for Megan Thee Stallion, if she would collab with me, would I really have a shot at a feat? I don't know, but I'm glad to be back like abracadabra. And for my last trick, I'm about to reach in my back, bruh. Now back in the days I owed me, right around the time I became ate some as a way of coping. Take the case of turned me into smiley face emoji. May not be age appropriate, but I will put an 8-year-old indeed with a participation trophy. Yes, I have zero doubts that this whole world's bound to turn into some Girl Scouts. That censorship bureau's out. So when I started this verse, it did start off lighthearted at first, but it feels like I'm targeted, mind-boggling how my profit is skyrocketed. Look what I pocketed, yeah, it's just like y'all have been like jogging in. I've been running at full speed, and that's why I'm ahead like my no.
Good. What's that?
ultra ground move. Riding in the good.
What's up?
Tighten up. I approve. I bet. I step.
What's up?
Straight ultra ground make all the haters get down. You understand what I'm saying?
I can
show you lame, how to do this. Stack your money up, be your business. They gon' get a wish list. They gon' get a wish list. I can show you lame, how to do this. Stack your money up, be about your business. They gon' get a wish list. They gon' get a wish list. Hey, I met this girl the other night. She said she wanted me your money white. Respectfully declined because I said I got a wife. She said she wanted her best friend is going around the way. I started giving her tight. Always with the ball players, that's what she likes. She got it done, and I guess they look alright. They call her princess, but she down every in and out of DMs, trying to be a rapper. She won't get the W, I skirt up when I see him. I know it's gonna get worse when I start doing Coliseums. I just call it how I see him.